Good morning, everyone. I'm Nathan Madram.
I'm Julian Vasquez.
I'm Joe McDermott.
And I'm Adrian Rodriguez-Music.
And together, we're the team that created BodyWorkBids. Now, BodyWorkBids is a digital app that connects car owners to body shops in their local area using digital negotiation to get the best price for the car owners. Simply just post a photo of a scratch or dent you have on your car on our app and let the auto body shops compete for your business.
Now, quite recently, in early January, there was a lot of blizzards going on and around a week straight. These blizzards overnight would cause the roads to be very icy and slippery. I was minding my way, coming home from work in the early afternoon, and I'd take a left-hand turn into my neighborhood. Now, I started sliding into a ditch, and I slid into the ditch at around 15-20 miles an hour and hit a rock or some sort of solid object. Now, this caused on the right-hand passenger side of my vehicle, a big scratch/dent on, like I said, the right-hand side of my vehicle. And I didn't know what to do with this because I didn't know how much it would cost for me to go to body shops and ask how much it would cost to fix it. And it would be an annoyance for me. But this is where BodyWorkBids comes into play. You log in on the left-hand side here, and then as soon as you log in, you get greeted with this screen. This screen, you would submit photos of your vehicle and the damage provided, and then car model, VIN number, product date, and license plate. And this is what it would look like for body shops. As you can see here, you can see multiple quotes and claims in the local area for cars that need to be fixed. And keep in mind also, a lot of shops would also see the competitors' pricing for it. And this is where reverse bidding comes into play.
Now, looking at our customers, we are targeting the small and local body shops of the area. And you might be wondering why we don't expand to all car repair, including mechanics as well. And there were three main reasons for this. The first is the fact that mechanics aren't able to give a price from photos where auto body shops are able to. The second is the variety in the prices. The auto body shops have different varieties and prices depending on where you go to and where they get the parts from. Or with mechanics, it's more of a standard price such as $100 per oil change. And then third is the capacity for new customers. Auto body shops were looking for new customers where mechanics kind of have hit their max limit, and although they would like more, they can't really handle more. Looking at our total addressable market, it's worth $195 billion, and that comes from the amount of auto body repairs spent in the last year. Our serviceable addressable market is 36 million, and that's because we have 2 million people in Cook County, which is where we're targeting, and or just short of 2 million, and with an average of $20 per unit, that's the 36 million number. And 37,000 is our market, or 37,000 is our market share, and that comes from the fact that we are hoping to create impressions on 50,000 people in the first year, but then have actually 1,850 go through the process of getting their car repaired with us. Now, we have identified one main indirect competitor, and this is Solera. They're an AI-based estimation tool which uses AI to analyze photos and give an estimation and tell you where to order your parts from. Now, this is mainly used for body shops with cars already within their doors, just getting the estimation quick and then sending out the quote to the customer. Now, the difference with us is we are actually creating connections between car owners that don't have their car in the shop and these auto body shops. And the Solera is also used for higher damages that tend to go through insurance, where we're looking at the more out-of-pocket repairs, like the small scratch or dent you have on the side of your car.
Now, looking forward towards our marketing solutions, we really have four major ones we'd like to discuss. Our first is door-to-door. Now, this is where we go up to individual residences and we pitch them our product and service. The only really big issue with this is that it doesn't really save time. We don't really know if these people have any specific damage they'd like to fix right now. So all we're doing is sort of preparing them so if they do end up getting a scratch or dent, in the future they can come back to us instead of going directly to the body shops. Secondly, we have windshield flyers. This is a more time-conservative solution in which we could go out to major parking lots, whether that be for malls or big grocery stores like Costco, find specific cars with these dents, scratches, or paint chips, leave a pamphlet on their windshield so that we remind them that, hey, this issue exists, don't keep on ignoring it, and come to us to get it fixed. Third, these are like corkboard posters. These are more of a stationary marketing solution where we go to grocery stores and the likes of, and put little posters there to sort of get higher public traffic. And then lastly, social media, where we go to these car-based communities to sort of get our name out there and advertise. Now, when talking to our body shops and how we're going to get this funding, right now they've all agreed to a 5% commission on each sort of connection that we've made with these people. These connections are our units. But in the future, you would like to transfer to a more subscription-based method of financials, because once we get to body shops where we're getting to higher numbers, it's going to be less likely to work with higher amount of traffic. Now, looking at our finances for the first year, we're projecting about $14,700 of sales. Now, these are based off our units, that being connections. We can see the breakdown in our monthly check. In our first month, we'd like to gain at least 30 initial customers with a 2% monthly gross rate in the first couple of months. Now, as you can see here, here's sort of an estimated projection of throughout the year. What we've learned from our interviews and door-to-door is that people are more likely to get their cars repaired during the summer and warmer months. So we see the 2% in the January, February, March, and then as we get to April, May, June, July, where the climate starts getting warmer, people are more likely to get those cars fixed, because what happens in the winter, there's salt, there's bad weather conditions, and the snow, it's just, you're more likely to get it fixed, and why would you fix your car when you're just gonna get another issue next?
Now, we decided to go with the concierge style MVP. Now, what this means is practically we do everything for the customer. The only thing the customer would have to do is scan this small QR code, which we have scattered through multiple different marketing strategies. Now, this QR code will bring you to a small survey. That survey has a list full of approved questions by body shops of well-needed answers, such as VIN number, as Adrian was saying, product date, stuff like that. All you do, fill out a couple photos, send a couple photos to us, send the survey, and then boom. All those answers get put into a Google Sheets for us, nice and organized, and we email them to our already partnered local body shops. Now, we'll be measuring this in just a few different ways. The first one is just body sign-ups. Now, our goal is 5. As of right now, we are at 3 local body shops. We chose the number 5 because it creates a competitive market while it doesn't waste like 10 body shops' time, right? The second is just page visits, kind of gauge the market viability, kind of see who's visiting our page, where, when, how many people are kind of taking that step. The third is the number of customers of photo sends. This is people really taking the first step and at least sending the photo to us, at least in hopes of a small quote. They don't have to go with the repair, but at least taking that first initial step. And then the last is the net profit. Now this is, as Julian said earlier, the agreed 5% commission with each local body shop. Here's where we are and where we plan on going. So starting January 18th, we decided we want to go out and start connecting with body shops and lock down on the pricing, which was the 5% commission. Now, we hope to obtain our 5 body shops. As of right now, as I said, we're at 3, and that's by February 8th. Now, the following week, we hope to obtain more customer signups and info, and just push marketing, and just a little bit, not incredible, but at least get a little bit more word out there. And during that week, we hope to have our first customer fully go through our system. Now, what I mean by fully go through our system is we've had people come to us and already get quotes, but as Julian and Adrian were saying earlier, it's been quite cold outside, and there's been snow, and people haven't gotten the repair right now. Now, following that, we just kind of want to prove that this is a sustainable model and that we have a reliable customer base. Now, we're asking for $250. To what, you might ask? Well, 24% of that, or $60, is just for marketing, and that's not quite a lot. It's just ink, paper, and a couple business cards. Business cards just to give them something when we go door to door so they can remember us, and posters, as you understand, just to put in public areas in the local shop, or local town. Now, the other $190, or the 76%, is to create a solid platform. Now, email has been working, yes, but if we created a website, a solid website, that would look better for us, that would look better for the customer, for the body shop, and it's just so much easier to see who's going in and where, and it's so much more easy to manage. Now, thank you for your time, BodyWorkBids.
I love this idea. I think you guys did a great presentation, spoke confidently, it's a really good deck. I know this kind of model, it's a great model. Eric Lefkowski out of Chicago, I think he's the second richest guy in the state. His first 3 companies were MediaBank, Interworking, and Echo Global Logistics. Use this exact model in those industries for print, media, and trucking. 4th company, as everybody knows, is Groupon. Right? So, okay, those 3 companies became big and public and made a ton of money. So you're basically bridging the gap between people, and I also love the niche of the out-of-pocket stuff, because my question would be around insurance. That's where you start. Eventually, you can grow and go, partner with the insurance companies. I don't have a lot of, questions. I think the early adopters win big, right? So the first merchants that were on Amazon, the first ones that take the risk and go on a new platform, they'll rank up, because you guys have some plan for rating systems, so
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
so the guys that are in there and have reviews, just like on Google and every other platform, are the ones that show up first or the ones that the customers are gonna feel comfortable with booking. Make sure you have that in place, and that's how you get the first guys to sign up. So this is a brand new platform. You have nothing to lose. We're gonna bring you customers, right? And then, even if they don't ever get any, if they get one, it's a plus for them, right? Make sure that you're handling the onboarding, the adminning of it, because body shops probably aren't technically savvy, and right? And so you're kind of this extension of that business that will help them. Maybe bring them an extra customer a month. This is marketing expense to them that they have to put no cash up for, because you're just taking a commission basically. It's a really good idea, guys.
Thank you.
What's your pitch to the body shop that kind of gets them interested so far?
So every time we've gone to a body shop, one of our teammates or all of us, we go up and we kind of tell them, hey, look, we came up with this idea as a group of high schoolers that will help you, one, get more customers, but as well, just all around bring more attention to your body shop. We have told them, like, there might be a little inconvenience because you might have to do online bidding. And they're fully aware of that. However, we've told them that more customers is worth that risk and worth that time. That's in general kind of the pitch that we've been giving them is like, well, we're going to bring you more customers and that's the end of the day goal here, right?
So the reverse auction, are you just going to basically at this point just kind of handle it all manually?
Right, yes.
And eventually that could be automated but for now you can handle it.
As I've said earlier, we had a couple people actually, and people who aren't biased, there's like our friend's dad who don't know us. He's gone through the system a little bit and gotten a couple quotes, gotten a couple competitive quotes, and we handled all of that by emailing and in-person meets.
Yep, okay,
So.
okay. I love the windshield flyers. I think that's brilliant. Make that, don't make them feel bad, but say, hey, here's an opportunity to do that. But the one thing and I might have written this down wrong. If you help 1,850 people get their cars done, that results in $37,000 for you?
Yeah, so on average, with the 5% commission that we are taking from the body shops, if the average cost of a repair stretches from just $100 up to a couple thousand, the average was around $400, so about $20 per unit. And then that 1,850 times 20 is the 37,000.
Okay. It seems low.
Low.
It
Way
seems
low.
low. Like for helping that many people and all that kind of stuff. So maybe there might need to be like a minimum or something. But like that's an ambitious goal, and you could make it. But I would hope that would result in more than $37,000.
Yeah,
for it.
and there's definitely the higher end ones, like the one quote that we have gotten back, if the customer actually goes and gets their car repaired, it would be worth roughly $100 right now.
Yeah.
But as we said, with the cold weather and like the roads being bad, they haven't been super interested in getting it repaired right away. But the quote still stands for them once it gets warmer.
And just last question, sorry. When you asking for money for a website, okay, so right now it's kind of mostly email. What exactly is the website just going to be kind of a landing page that funnels into it? Is it going to be the forms going to be hosted there? Like what exactly do you want to have on the website?
I'll handle this.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm sorry. No, so right now, our contact with body shops is strictly emails, and that's within like a 1.5 hour time frame. So what happens though is when we expect higher traffic, we don't want to be sending out 30 emails within an hour to 5 body shops. So it's just the auction site, so these body shops can see and sort of gauge what's going on, what kind of problems and what kind of in terms of auctions are going on right now, so that they don't have to, we don't have to be spending out all this.
So it's not a static site. This is going to be dynamic based on data? Okay, that's a whole other level that just $180 or whatever is.
That's
Not nothing.
Not
Not
I mean, now you've got a little engineering. Do any one of you are going to work on the website?
We all have people that are very good at coding. Like I have a sister who does coding for military and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we have
Oh,
people that-
All right.
a little experience,
Yeah.
okay.
I would look at JotForm as a potential first. It's a form, and you can have dynamic fields, attach photos. And what nice thing that it does is it put it all into a spreadsheet that you can have a history of all your customers, everything they've entered. It'll create it, put everything into a nice PDF. So you have something presentable you can just give right to the body shops. This is a very cheap way to do what you're trying to do, kind of over the fence manual instead of while you're ramping up to automated with your bigger vision, right? I did have one question that I wrote down. The bids, when they come in, are they visible? How visible are they and to who exactly?
So the bids from the body shops would be hopefully visible to the customer itself. But from the body shop perspective, they should just be able to see other person's bids as well as kind of, I think.
Other people's requests for bids? You don't want body shops to see other body shop bids, do you?
Yeah, to create a competitive market.
Yeah, I don't think you want to do that. You want the customer to see the 5 bids, but don't let each other see each other's bids. That's kind of their IP, they own that, and that's probably, it's a negative way people would have interest in your product, the vendors would have interest in your product. So if you could separate that, I think you're on, Chris, that was one of my questions.
Awesome.
Did you?
I'm done.
I have a couple other questions. Joe,
Yeah.
you're not a high school person, you're a business person. High school's out of this equation, right? You guys have a dynamic opportunity here. It's killer. The marketing, you're the first company that actually wants to do grassroots marketing that we've seen. And we saw sessions all yesterday. You talked about flyers. Alex Hormozy, who's like a savant in the entrepreneurial space, will tell you this story between 300 flyers versus 3,000 flyers. So I would actually give you more money to get those flyers out there. The returns are substantially greater against volume. And this is a website issue. We already talked about it. You need automation on your website. If you don't have someone that knows automation on your website, maybe your sister can help you. There's a company called Fiverr. Then you can hire these people for a couple $100. It's not expensive, and you can upload things. They can catalog things. And but most important on that website is not letting the competitors see the competitors' bids. You have got to eliminate that.
Okay.
This is a pretty cool idea. Your deck's top shelf, man. I don't know who put that together. But in your presentation was every person on your team knew exactly what their role was. You stood up there with smiles and you spoke confidently. I think you guys have. I don't think you're asking for enough money.
Yeah, I'd say you guys, you've kind of established you've got a viable product already. You've got auto shops and you've got customers who are using your product. So now it's just the hustle, I think, right? So I applaud your moxie. And I love the idea of just going to a parking lot and tagging cars. So,
Train stations.
yeah.
Old school.
High schools. Yeah.
Well, you guys think of, or maybe you guys, do you want to suggest a number since I'm hearing a couple sharks say you're not asking for enough?
Well, yesterday, Marguerite, what we did was kind of talk through it on what we
Okay.
all thought.
Okay.
Go ahead.
While you're thinking, can you just walk me through, a flyer goes on a car that clearly has got an issue.
Yeah.
Now what? Now what do I do?
Yeah, so on the flyer, there's going to be the QR code
Okay.
to the survey that they can fill out in order to get the quotes back. And then also, there's going to be like the URL for our website so that they can learn more about us if they have any questions.
Okay, so that's 2 steps. The QR code goes to what, a Google Forms?
A Google
And you fill it out, and so that way you get to accumulate the data. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just real quick.
Uh-huh. You
No,
that guy.
just-
The young man in the corner.
Make the QR code go to a short link that you could point to something else later. So do it to a short link that originally you could point to the Google form, but once your website's live, you can change the destination of it to
To a
go to
bit
your
later.
website.
Yeah.
So you don't have to reprint anything.
Sounds
Great.
good.
You guys are vendor agnostic. You have to embed that into your DNA because you are on the side of the consumer, getting them the best quote. And you
Right.
have more horses in the race. It's very important that they understand that because then they'll scan the QR code.
Consumer.
Basically, you're the broker that's going to bring them the lowest
Right.
cost
Right.
and the best quality. You're taking the work off their hands.
Right.
Something that's stressful to everybody.
And one
Oh,
more
yeah, come up
thought.
with a number.
All right, what's the maximum number?
You guys only have 2 months, so don't wait till you've got the perfect website.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
Right.
Get something reasonable and go. And I would suggest that maybe divide and conquer, build up just as much demand for the services as well as the work that the other side of the team is doing on vendors. You only have 2 months.
Echoing what she said, don't let perfection stand in the way of progress. You've got to get going now. Numbers,
250 is what they asked.
250 is what they asked. Say it's 60 for marketing, 190 for web. I think those are reasonable numbers, but quite frankly, I would double it.
Yeah. I'm
I
good with
think
that.
it's $500.
Yeah.
I want to see him. I live in Barrington. I want to see this on my car. I'm not giving my driver's license or my license plate, but it's at the train station. Get this on the car. Do not wait. Because this is your selling season too. If when the snow goes, well, the snow's gone. When you get back
But
to spring
that's
break,
the point.
everyone's going to go fix their cars.
Yeah.
Right now.
500, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.